We would like to take this opportunity to recognize the validity of the protests going on throughout the United States and the world, advocating for greater equality and justice for all people at risk. We want to affirm that love is love, that Black Lives Matter, and trans rights are human rights. If I might, I will leave you with a poem. Something is terribly wrong if the pain, sorrow, and outrage of a people makes you more uncomfortable than murder itself. By Rupi Kaur. And now, on with the show. Warning. Fortune and Strife features subjects which can be uncomfortable for a general audience, such as the use of drugs and alcohol, poor treatment of people of different classes or cultures, adult situations, psychological trauma, and violence. Listener discretion advised. Welcome to Fortune and Strife. I'm Robert, or Bayushi Shinichi, and I'll be your host and narrator.
I am Jeanne, and I am playing Doji Gen.
I am Tyler, and I am playing Akoto Richi.
I'm Tiff, and I'm playing Kuni Yui.
I am Paul, and I'm playing Shoshiro Bisho.
So yeah, effectively last time you guys had come to confront Noboru about taking Genro, the Gold Wolf, the Great Gold Wolf from the Temple to Inari, or the Shrine to Inari, and you find yourselves here in their kind of makeshift museum where they have armor and weapons and funeral urns and art of a variety of fashions of scrolls and screens and whatnot laid out all around them. And it would all come kind of demanding to see their receipts, I believe, correct? Effectively, did he have a right to both the statue of the Great Gold Wolf and the spear that he claimed to possess legally?
Yes, indeed.
Sure.
Yeah. So let's go ahead and pick up with that scene. Who wants to go ahead and kick us off here?
Well, since we're inside the museum, Bisho's going to let Gen do most of the talking, but Bisho's interested since he's collecting such rare old things. See what he picks up on his sixth sense, because some old things, especially if they're not properly taken care of, tend to get spooky.
Okay. That's pretty good. I like that. So Sixth Sense lets you pick up on spirits and whatnot that would be here. And yes, you are picking up on the awakened objects in the room. So one of the screens in the back, the green one that is to your right, is an awakened object. Of course, Yari off to the far left in the back there is definitely sending you a lot of signals that it is awakened. Yes. And what do you call it? And one of the suits of armor, the red suit of armor here to just in the front left of Noboru, seems to have some sort of awakened spirit to it as well. And actually, the statue just behind him emanates in an aura of spirituality as well. Nothing evil, nothing untoward. So you're only really getting a mix of neutral feelings for most of the objects in the room, except for the statue behind Noboru is emanating benevolence and peace, and that kind of a protective aura.
All right.
The armors in front of him. Do they have any sort of iconography on them at all? Like any kind of clan mons or such?
So yes, coming back to it, the red armor clearly has scorpion iconography all over it, from the claws that kind of end on the end of the Kote arm guards to the kind of a molded tail stinger on top of the kabuto of the helm of the armor. It is definitely got scorpion kind of streaming all over it. Like I said, the other armor you'd have to get a little closer, possibly, and really to inspect it to check it out more closely.
Would Bisho be able to identify the scorpion armor, since Bisho spent some time there
Bisho has spent some time in Scorpion Lands, but just because they masquerade as one, I don't think that necessarily keys them into that. But I'd allow a roll if you got a chance to go up and inspect the armor to kind of check it out and see if you might know what its name might be.
Okay. And what would you like me to roll?
Oh, okay. I wasn't sure if you guys were going to confront the gentleman here initially, or whether you were going to check out his museum.
I'm waiting my turn so I'm the distraction, I think.
I was going to do this stuff beforehand so Gin could just have uninterrupted Gin time. Woo.
Got it. All right. Well, then let's go ahead and have you make me a probably a culture check. I think works for this. It would be a TN3 Earth culture check.
Okie dokie.
All right. So, how did your roll turn out there, Bisho?
Well, I forgot which character I was using, and then I realized I'm only rolling 2 black die. Fortunately, both of them came up with something. I got 2 opportunities in a strife, and I'm going to use both those opportunities to invoke every GM's favorite little opportunity spend on Earth. Suddenly recall an important piece of information not directly related to the task.
Fair enough. I guess not your strong suit memorizing names of suits of armor here. So yes, well, you cannot remember that to save your life, but you wind up getting distracted because of some of the scents and odors that you have around you as you're in the socket works here. And you are not 100% sure on the proper usage and method of making sake, but you're pretty sure these people are also using substandard ingredients and trying to up the alcohol content without actually doing any work on the best ingredients, the cleanest ingredients, and whatnot like that. And yeah, there's something in the back of your head about how some of their practices are probably not very safe.
Ooh, that's not good.
Right. So, Ricci, you were interested in checking out the other suit of armor. Same thing. What if you're going to do? Let's see. For this one, heraldry, it would be probably a water culture to kind of survey the armor and check it out, or possibly an earth culture to recall if you've seen the iconography before.
I'll do an earth culture to see if I know what the
if you remember
is.
Yeah, go for it. Let's see. For you, this one will be a TN of 2.
Cool.
All right, Ricci, how did your roll go?
So I got 2 opportunities and 1 success. So in this regard, I will fail. But with that, I'll use the opportunity to act a little bit more carefully around it, just not so I'm not disrespecting anything or kind of like intruding on any sort of protocol here. But at the same time, I also want to use the other opportunity to just kind of remember where I might be able to research this later, because this is actually a little intriguing that I don't know what this armor is.
Okay, yeah. So probably the easiest place to go and find out about this would be pretty much any castle would probably have a whole list of heraldries and iconographies used by the clans and mons of various samurai and factions. So you get to any place that would definitely be receiving visitors from around the empire. So like I said, castles or major kind of diplomatic meeting places would probably have information on that. And of course, yeah, meet up with Amiya or get to any of the archives like that would probably help also.
Good to know.
All right. And then Yui, what are you doing while the two of them are kind of examining the armors?
So Yui is just waiting for something to go wrong, or someone to make a kind of a movement or something to sort of like imply that maybe it's time for a show of force. But otherwise, she's just kind of keeping an eye out and ready.
Got it. I will let you know that there is, kind of seems to be a bit of a Yojimbo or a bodyguard to our sake house owner here, kind of lavishing in his own museum here. And it is someone who has short white cropped hair and is carrying a boken in place of a sword on their hip. Yeah. So, but it seems to be, the person with the most armed person that you've seen on the premises so far is only armed with a boken here. But seems to be kind of another person who's kind of doing the same thing as you, is kind of examining everyone and sizing the whole situation up and seeing who might be a threat and to what. So then that brings us to Gen and your confrontation here with Noboru. So I'll go ahead and let you start off.
All right. Has he brought to me the documents yet, or are we still at that stage where we're asking about those?
I think we're still kind of talking and asking about the documents and whatnot here at this point.
All right. I have received word that you have entered into some improperly sanctioned agreements without magistrate approval with some of the local shrines. And I am very concerned with these and other irregularities with your transactions. Therefore, I would like to review the documents on behalf of the shrine to ensure that everything is in order. So please prepare them for me.
Of course, I can handle that. You want to know about the different shrines that I've done business with? I can go ahead and have those records arranged. And he kind of nods over to his kind of Yojimbo or right hand man there, and they head off to a side room, and you can hear them kind of shuffling around. And shortly thereafter, they come back, and while they're gone, Noboru is just like, oh, and don't worry, everything here is been paid for legally, and have been procured in the most in a fashion. I like to keep records and receipts of every transaction that I've done. And there is just a huge ledger that they bring out for pretty much all of their all of these things, and it is marked Noboru's Treasures on the cover of the ledger here.
All right. If you don't mind, treating my friends with deference as I go through these briefly.
No, you're all welcome as friends here. Enjoy my museum. Take a look around. I can also answer any questions you might have about it.
Of course.
Oh.
All right.
I'm quite proud of my collection.
So Gen sets to work with them, and I have Fukurokujin's blessing, which I think will help me get through vast amounts of research quickly.
Oh, yes. Mm-hmm.
And I am looking for irregularities. The way Rokugani government works, among other things, everything should supposed to be stamped by a magistrate. Is it not got a magistrate? Of course, in some generations that might not be true, but I'm looking for things where I could say it was true because it was at some point in the past. So I'm looking for government. I think for this.
No, I think that makes a lot of sense. It is a lot of information to go through, and sounds like you're kind of doing an analysis of the situation. So I think that is going to be an air government check here. And we will make it a TN of 2.
All right, let's hope. Just a second. Well, the roll didn't go very well, despite the blessings of Fukurokujin trying to guide me towards good stuff. It didn't guide me towards any questionable things in his ledger. However, I rolled 1 skill 3 ring and ended up getting 3 opportunities that I'm keeping. So I'd like to spend 2 of those opportunities to establish a disadvantage on Noboru. That disadvantage being dark secret. I want to find some dark secret from reading his ledger. And then I'll spend the remaining air opportunity on finding out his demeanor and current strife.
Okay, so everything that you went through on the ledger indicates that they have bought and paid for everything legally. It has the Honko stamps of magistrates of various clans and organizations marked on it. All of the duties seem to have been paid, but going through the ledger, it is clear from both the what do you call it? About his treasures, but it also has to include, where he's pulling the money from and things like that. And you go through and you are able to start piecing together more and more information that he is, clearly you had your suspicions that this person was kind of a bit of a thug or gangster. It seems to be even larger than that. This person has connections throughout the empire and seems to be able to I'm not whether it's buying people off or straight up bribing them legitimately or illegitimately. This person is clearly into organized crime, and it is not just a local kind of criminal organization. That this Noboru is a well-connected individual in the Rokugani underworld. There are names that you have picked up on from other criminal organizations throughout the empire, and you started to piece things together pretty quickly. And while everything in this book is legal, a lot of its contacts are extra legal at best. So we're going to go with Dark Secret, organized crime boss.
Okay, so he might be somebody who might be wanted for questioning.
Oh, yeah, most definitely.
All right.
In many lands, yeah.
In many lands. I can start with Crane because, I'm Crane. And I remember some of these names, so I don't have it to rattle off right now. But
sure. Once
I have done that, is there anything anybody else wants to do while I'm reading that? Because that will take me a little while.
Yeah, it'll take a little bit of time. So if anyone else wants to get up to something, Noboru offers you Yamaguchi sake to while you're waiting for to hang out. They'll talk to you about their various treasures and things around his little makeshift museum here. So yeah, if anyone would like to get up to anything else, while Gen spends a bit of time going through the ledger.
Oh yeah, definitely get to know this guy and his beautiful wares and show off some of the old antiques I have on me.
Oh, okay.
It can feel like I'm a kindred spirit.
I like that. That sounds like it could be a air courtesy.
Okay.
Yeah, to kind of trick and to fool and to convince him that you're a like-minded spirit in this regard.
I think I could do something like that.
Yeah. The TN will be blind if you'd like a void point for it, or I can give it to you openly.
I will do it blind.
All
and
right.
I'll also use a void point.
There you go.
And does my dangerous allure come to play?
Oh, yeah, most definitely. This is a man who enjoys beauty and fine things in life, and you kind of presenting yourself as someone similar to that, and also being a rather beautiful specimen yourself. Yeah, no, this could definitely be all sorts of distracting to them.
Wonderful.
So, yeah, we're going to go ahead and do that blind. It'll be an air courtesy check. All right. So, quick correction. I forgot to give Gen one of their opportunities. So, Gen, from your reading of the ledger and dealing with Noboru initially, you have determined that this is an ambitious person. So their demeanor is ambitious, and they are very relaxed and carefree at the moment. They have zero strife. All right. So, Bisho, how did that roll go?
I think it went pretty good. Out of the 2 white and the 4 black, I got to keep 4, and I got 3 successes, 2 strifes, and an opportunity. And with that opportunity, I'm going to activate Wolf's proposal. So he thinks I believe it's honor is 10 lower than it actually is. So instead of having an honor of a high lofty 39, he thinks I'm at 29.
Got it. All right. So he thinks that you are a pretty disreputable individual, hanging out with an honor rank of 2, and unfortunately, he believes that you are having a hell of a time getting a read on this person. From their very carefree attitude, it's difficult for you to grab a read on them or to very carefully insert your own thoughts or ideas or desires into them. While you are definitely able to present yourself as a kind of a bit of a dishonorable, disreputable fellow, the rest of it just kind of seems to slide off his back like it was nothing. Nothing seems to be taking hold on him.
Yeah, but that's why I'm trying to show him that I also collect fine goods.
Sounds good. All right, so go ahead and add 2 strife and from that roll. And that brings us to let's go with Ricci.
Oh, Ricci's going to wander around the museum and scowl at everything and everybody that looks at him. This
Fair
is
enough.
Normally museums are pretty good as they have great sources of history and stories along with them. But this is a little bit more ill-begotten means. So even it may still be legal at this point, we just don't know. Ricci is not happy with it whatsoever. So anybody that just looks at him just gets the evil eye.
Yeah, and one of the worst things is that you're pretty sure that one of the 4 urns in the room, if not more of them, but you're pretty sure that the yellow one is a Kitsu funeral urn. Definitely someone of the Lion Clan resides probably within that urn, and it just really gets under your skin and raises your hackles, and you were just getting real frustrated at things.
At which point, once I see that, I'm just going to start pacing back and forth in front of it, just making my displeasure known to everyone.
All right, fair enough. Sounds good. All right, and Yui, anything else that you might be doing while Gin is going over the books?
Really still the same thing, just keeping a very, very close eye on everyone. Taking a look at how all of my, allies and comrades here are reacting to the situation around them. And Yui's not very good at picking up on subtlety, but for example, Ricci's not trying to be subtle. So.
Oh, not at all.
Anger, rage.
All right. So, we'll have that kind of be a lot of the scene of, Bisho definitely trying to weasel in with Noboru and trying to get them to kind of become at least thought of as, how should we say, 2 peas in a pod there. Again, you finally get through most of the books, and we'll go ahead and let you come on back into the scene. So that all takes place over the course of maybe 45 minutes or so, maybe a little longer, give or take. So anything that you would like to raise to him now that you've been through his books? He kind of looks you over. Now that you've seen through everything, everything up to order in there?
Gen very carefully folds the books closed, sets them down, goes up to Noboru and says, I make compliments to your bookkeeping. You have done an excellent job of making sure that all of the proper authorities are signing off on these transactions, and everything's done completely. Lets that sink in for a moment, just enough to get him that little tiny sigh of relief, and then says, unfortunately, as I can see it, you are wanted in several clan territories for connections with the Yakuza bosses of a number of crime rings, and therefore I feel it is my obligation as a samurai of the Crane clan to take you in for questioning.
Oh, are you a magistrate yourself?
I have sufficient authority to act in this fashion.
And whose authority would that be? I don't believe that we are in the Queenlands.
I have been sent as requested to investigate this from the temple of from one of the shrines.
Oh, is that
But
right?
if you wish
Which one?
That is really not your position to be inquiring. You can take it up with the magistrates of what's the nearest clanlands that we have.
The nearest clan would be either the Suzume of the Sparrow or the Crab Clan.
Yui-san, do you think that the Crab Clan would be willing to act as adjudicator in this territory?
Oh, definitely. Or something like this.
There's quite a number of issues out for questioning, and we can see this done quickly. Do you wish to be tied up now, or shall we arrange a further discussion before that occurs?
Oh no, I don't. I think this discussion's over as it is. I don't believe that you have the authority to bring me in. You didn't bring a magistrate with you. You are just spinning hot air at this point. And he kind of motions for his right-hand man to step forward, and he draws the boken out from his obi and kind of sets it on the ground beside him. And he just kind of stands there, kind of in just a bit of a challenging position of, if you guys definitely want to come in here and arrest his boss, you're gonna have to go through him.
All right. Shall I roll a culture check of some type to make sure that I followed sufficient numbers of protocols before the kung fu fighting begins?
Yeah, no, I think government would be more apt here, but yeah, why don't you go ahead and make me an Earth government of TN1?
All right.
All right, Gen. So, how did your roll go?
Well, I got a success, 2 opportunities, and 2 strife of that. I used 1 opportunity to negate one of those strife, and I'll use the other opportunity to try and remember where in Crablands this guy would be most wanted, and like an exact charge if I can related to it.
Sure. So most likely someone of his stature would probably be most wanted in a place like the Black Crane Estates. So Yasuki Ashiki would probably be where they are most sought after, and it would probably be for theft of goods or smuggling, something along those lines. I think, yeah, that maybe both theft and smuggling.
Okay. All right. Well, I have the success, so you've done most things. You're pretty sure that you can make a case to bring in a criminal. Yes, you don't have a warrant, and you didn't bring a magistrate with you, but he is also not a samurai, so you don't necessarily need to alert the locals, and especially since most of the local law enforcement in the area is itinerant at best. You know, you could make a case that you could bring him in on your own recognizance. Okay. Well, I will say, fortunately, I think we are prepared to deal with any arguments that you might wish to make and turn you over to the care of the Black Crane Estate for your smuggling and theft.
Oh, they've been after me for trumped up charges. They're just, it's jealousy. That's mostly what it is. That's all.
Is that an accusation against the Crab Clan?
It's an observation.
I mean, look at this place. It's full of wonderful treasures.
It sounded like an accusation against the Crab Clan, Yui-san.
It kind of did, especially since if they've been after you for years, it seems like perhaps we can just succeed where maybe you convince them not to. I think
You can obviously convince them in person.
Oh, I don't believe I'll be going anywhere. Kentucky, get rid of these guys.
You will
Well,
do no
that's-
such thing. Stand aside.
And Genteki stands there and refuses to move aside, and just takes their boken and moves it into a fighting position, like they are ready to force you out if need be. And he gives a cry, a kind of a sharp whistle, and you hear a lot of folks in the sake brewery just start to scramble, whether it is everyday workers, people who are actually doing hard work, scrambling to get out of sight and out of the area. But you hear a couple of other folks start to kind of make a movement and running towards the museum here.
Right. I would like to use Coiling Serpent Style and grab that boken.
All right. Well, let's go ahead and roll initiative then at this point. Since
Sure sounds like initiative
I
time.
think it sounds like it's initiative time. So let's go ahead and roll that. You guys were very much kind of ready to pick a fight on both ends. So I think it's and everyone's kind of feeling this was inevitable. So we're going to go with everyone can use their focus stat to do the initiative here. And it is a TN1 tactics check for skirmish. All right, so let's go ahead and go over our initiatives. Doji Gen.
My initiative is 7. I'm in air stance. I got 2 successes, 2 strifes, 2 opportunities. I had a 5 focus for a total of 7. I'd like to spend my 2 opportunities to get a +1 opportunity on my next check.
Sounds good. All right, and moving on to Yui.
Okay, I rolled in Earth, and I have a 4 in Earth and a 1 in Tactics. I ended up getting not an amazing roll though, so I had 1 success, 2 successes actually, 1 opportunity, and a strife. So my initiative is 7, and I'm using the opportunity to choose another character's disadvantage I know, and they won't apply that disadvantage to their checks this scene. I am choosing Ricci to basically reassure him we are not failing this.
Yeah, we got this. Yeah.
We got
Thank
this.
you.
All right, Ricci.
Well, speaking of failing, I had 3 water and 1 tactics, which gave me a total of 1 success and 2 opportunities and 1 strife. I'll use one of those opportunities to reduce myself down by 2 strife, leaving me at 3. And I'll use another opportunity to assess all of the terrain in the scene.
Is it all the terrain or a piece of terrain?
As far as I'm aware, it's assess
all
all terrain
terrain.
qualities in the
Okay.
scene.
Fair enough. So inside the museum here, it will be entangling terrain. It's fairly open out in the courtyard. Inside the sake works onto the right and left sides, also entangling terrain. I don't believe there's any type of imbalance or anything along that lines. No hallowed conditions either. Not really obscuring terrain in this situation either. Nothing dangerous at the moment. So yeah, we're going to go with entangling while indoors.
Perfect.
All right, and Bisho.
Okay, I rolled a white, 3 black. I ended up getting 3 successes, 2 strife. And I have a focus of 6. That means I have an initiative of 9, and I am in air stance.
Okay, sounds good. Genteki assesses in air and gets 1 opportunity, which they will use on Ricci to learn one of your disadvantages.
And it's any of my choice, correct?
It is your choice.
Interesting. Well, let's go with let's go with the one that may be negated here, is that I am afraid of failure.
Let's take a look. On Earth, choose character disadvantage. No, they do not apply that disadvantages to their checks that scene. All right, fair enough. So he knows that you are in fear of failure, and it is turned off at the moment. And then the thug, so he's going to go at 6, and the Yakuza thugs assess in water, and they have an initiative of 7. So, Bisho, you get to start us off here.
Okay. I have thought long and hard about this, and I think the first action that Bisho will probably make is how close are these exits? It looks like there's an exit to the east, west, and the south of us, correct?
That looks correct to me.
And how close is Bisho to each of them?
You're at pretty much range 2 to each of them, I think.
Excellent. Okay, so it sounds like there's people coming toward us. Doth mine ears know which direction they're coming from?
From all of them, but mostly from behind you to the south.
So from the entrance we came in. Cool.
Yes.
I would like to make a nice little bubble of obscuring terrain right outside the entrance with using Blessed Wind. It is going to be a TN2 Theology air check, targeting one position at range 0 to 3 for me.
Okay. All right. So, how did your roll turn out?
I rolled 2 white, 3 black, and I came up with 2 successes, a strife, and an opportunity. Opportunity is going to be really simple this time. Nothing too hair-raising. I'm going to remove a strife. And I have succeeded at doing that thing that I needed to do.
Okay.
Actually, do I want to? No, actually, I don't want to remove that strife. I want to actually make the effect persist until the end of the scene. So that, and if you succeed, you summon a swirling wind at the target position. And any character at, I'm not going to read that all off, but I was thinking about putting it like right over the stairs, so both the entrance and the if that's within range 2 of each other, so the entrance, the stairs, how to get up into this room is all obscuring.
Got it. And it's out to mix a swirling vortex of range 2?
Yes.
Okay. So let me go ahead and make that suitably large. And there you go. You have summoned Blessed Wind out there in the courtyard to obscure the entrance to the sake works here. All right. That takes us to the Yakuza thugs, who are going to start moving over. So free move. So the 2 folks that come into the room from the east and the west, they're armed with a variety of clubs, cudgels, striking hammers for pounding the rice mixtures, things like that. So they're mostly armed with clubs, effectively. And then we're going to have the other ones make a run to catch up with the rest of them. So, all right. So they take the maneuver action and just gain 1 extra bit of movement with an opportunity, which they will use to bleed off some of the strife they earned on their initiative check. And they all move to within range 1 of most of you. There we are. Okay, so that gives us the thugs. Again, your action.
Okay. This guy is right in front of me from the looks of it and ready to do me harm.
Mm-hmm.
He's
mostly kind of concerned with Ricci at the moment, who's kind of has his hand on his hip, but he's pretty kind of miffed at all of you. But I think you and Ricci are probably the 2 that he is most concerned about, since you're the one asking to bring in his boss.
All right. I am going to do Iejitsu, draw sword and sheath with my action in water stance and see how I do with that.
Got it. What's the TN of that?
The TN for that, hold on a second, is 2.
Okay, it'll be 3 because they are in air stance.
Okay. Oh, and just try.
All right, Gen. So little correction there because Sword and Sheath is a movement action as well. The TN is raised to 5. So how did your roll go?
All right. I rolled a 2 successes with strife and 1 opportunity with strife. I had an opportunity from initiative that I also get to add. That is nowhere near enough to hit this target number. So I am just keeping 1 opportunity with strife. I will spend that opportunity with strife to remove 2 strife for myself since this is in water stance. And I
Okay.
will use the other opportunity to assist Ricci with a similar move. So I can provide skilled assistance on his next roll. Okay, and with my second action, since I'm in water stance, right, I would like to direct Sueno to join in the fight and as best she is able. She see fit. Okay.
Got it. Sounds good. All right. So that is Gen. That brings us to Genteki. Excuse me, Genteki. Genteki is going to switch into fire stance and is going to. I mean, yeah, Ricci's definitely kind of threatening. But you have your swords out and everything, so I think that they are going to go after Gen. So they're going to go into fire stance and just make an attack with their boken. All right. So yes, Genteki takes a swing at Gen, who is in water stance. So the TN is 2, correct?
That's correct.
All right. So they hit and they are in fire stance. So that is 1 bonus success plus the 2 strife they got off the check means 3 bonus successes. So you are going to take 6 damage. I'm assuming you are probably in either your fine robe or traveling clothes. There you go. So that'll be 2 damage you take off of that. And then they will also, with their 4 opportunities, they will crit and give you 2 strife. And I need 1 more. What else do I want to do with fire? They will also raise the difficulty to resist that crit. So it's now going to be a TN2 fitness test to resist this crit.
All right. Can you tell me the rules about shattering parry?
Shattering parry. Here we go. And it's once per game session. After character rolls to resist a critical strike, they may parry the blow directly, putting the brunt of their impact into one of their readied weapons. They may re-roll all of their dice for the check, and the weapon they used for the shattering parry gains the damage quality. Yeah, so it's once per session, no void points.
Okay. All right, let's do that. Let's do
all right.
Well, the first fitness roll anyway.
Mm-hmm. All right, Gen, what was your fitness test results?
My fitness test results was an explosive success with strife, a success, an opportunity, and another opportunity with strife. So I pass. I'm going to spend 1 of those opportunities to reduce my fatigue that I just took.
All right, so you go from 4 to 3. Okay.
And I'm going to spend the other opportunity to reduce my strife by 2. So
you go 0. From 8 to 6. Effectively, net 0 on the roll, meaning you stay at 6. All right.
Right.
Sounds good. All right. So that was Genteki, and they are not going to take a move. They're good where they're at. Yui, you're up.
All right. So Yui is going to get into range 0 with the guy with the boken, if she's not already there.
You were at range 1, so it's just an easy, quick step into range 0.
Yeah, get one of those nice, good martial arts step-ins, and kind of hunker down, get into the stance, and activate Earthen Fist, and gonna fish for opportunities to get that coiling serpent strike with it too.
Sounds good. All right, Yui, how did your fishing expedition go?
So, luckily, thanks to Scrappy being able to apply here, I was able to roll and get 3 opportunities and 2 successes.
Okay.
For Earth Fist, I only needed 1 success, however, and I did not get to the burst effect with 2 or more, but so it is Earth Fist is a TN1 martial arts unarmed earth check to empower the unarmed blows. I may choose a character at range 0 to 1 as a target for the burst effect, which isn't happening here, so I'm targeting that sword still.
Yep. Because because the person was a target, you were still able to use Coiling Serpent here.
Indeed. So while it is active, I will be treating the base damage of my unarmed punch and kick profiles as being increased by my Earth Ring, which is 4.
Oof.
And also my physical resistance is increased by 1.
Sounds good. All right. So his Boken is restrained, so he cannot use it. And that'll persist till the end of your next turn. And they are also immobilized, correct?
Yes, because I was able to spend 3 opportunities to get both effects of the coiling serpent style.
Nice. Very cool. All right. So that's Yui's move in and Earth and Fist. Ricci, you're up.
Okay, well, that kind of caught me by surprise there. So I will actually see if I can move past him. I would like to close up with Noboru, if I can. It's a little tight in here, but I don't know if I can move on up. But if I would like to do so, and I'm not going to cut him down, not yet, although the urge is slowly rising. But I would like to just go ahead and, in a very stern voice, say, "Tell your men to stand down, or you will be put down."
All right. So that is kind of the more than five words. So I will let you make either. That sounds like it's a command action to me.
Yes, indeedy.
All right. So why don't you go ahead and make me a whatever stance you were in, you assessed in water, I believe, and you didn't say change. So, or you could declare stance at the start of your turn. So, which stance are you going into as you make this move and declaration?
This sounds a lot more fire than water.
Okay.
So I'll switch on over to fire and make this command check there.
Got it. And I will give you a void point to do it blind.
I will take that void point. Thank you.
You got it. All right. All right, Ricci. So how did your command check go?
The command check was not as well. Overall, I rolled 3 opportunities, 2 successes, and a strife, but I'm only going to take 2 of those opportunities. One of those, I just want to put a little bit more strife on a Noboru. So I'm putting the 2 strife on there, and because I am in my Ashigaru armor, that is war gear, I'll add an additional strife to him.
You got it.
And the other op is, that was flashy. Everyone has heard that and has heard that declaration. So even though it may not actually convince them, they all know there is an Akodo in the house.
Noboru just kind of responds with, "He's not the first to threaten me." Like, takes it all in stride. Okay. So that brings us to the bottom initiative. So back around to the top, Bisho.
Yeah. Bisho's feeling a little stressed right now. And his natural response is to kind of go away from the things that are stressing him out, like, fighting. Would Bisho be able to get into the, I guess it's eastern corridors where one of the thugs came out of?
Yeah, you can kind of get into the doorway there or just past the doorway with your move.
Any further, or is that a fitness check?
It would be a fitness check to get any more, and it would be a TN4 fitness test to move. Oh, sorry. Yeah. Or if you fail the roll, you'll still move 1 additional range band. So yeah, you can do it that way, or you could go into water stance and take the maneuver action and just auto fail the check, or use it as a non-checked action to move 1 additional range band if you wanted to move a little further.
Yeah, I think I will do that.
Okay.
He just to pop into a side room there.
So do you want to take it as a checked or unchecked action for the extra movement?
I'll take it as a unchecked.
All right. So you still have a checked action to take once you move into one of the side rooms. Sorry, did you want the north or the south side room?
It doesn't matter.
Sure thing.
And next question, since I did suddenly switch to water stance,
Mm-hmm.
does that mean I can take a calming breath?
You can take a calming breath while you were in here. That is a support action, and you just took a movement first.
I will take that support action and take calming breath.
So it reduces your strife and fatigue by 1 each if you are more than half.
Yep. Oh, 1 each. That's right.
Fair enough. Okay, so that is Bishou's actions. It gets up to the Yakuza thugs who continue to move forward. And they just make their fitness test to try and move a little further. Yep, they're able to get that for additional 2 strife, and they will move on in. All right, so now you got a crowd of boys coming in. Most of them are still in the obscuring terrain, so that is tough for them. But what I'm going to have is 2 groups effectively move up to a range of Ricci. And the first group is going to give 3 assists to one of their number. And they're going to go ahead and try to cudgel you with their clubs. Oh, no, wait, that was their action. Sorry, they spent their action. Actually, no, I'm sorry. 2 of them do still get to act because these people can, in water stance, move. They can still assist after moving. Oh, assist is not a movement action. So, sorry, give me just one moment to have the couple of them try to club Ricci here. Sorry about that. So in this case, it is going to be 4 white and 2 black dice. They're going to get to keep 3 additional. Okay, so they hit with 4 successes for 2 bonus successes with their cudgels and clubs. That is going to be 7 fatigue minus your resistance of your armor.
I have 3 physical resistance on my Ashigaru armor.
Got it. All right, so you take 4 fatigue and a crit of 2.
All right, let's resist that. Well, I guess I don't have to resist it. Well, let's make the roll anyway.
Yeah. So this will be a fire fitness test, TN1. All right, Ricci. So how'd that fitness test go?
So I rolled 1 success and 2 opportunities. I'm only going to get to keep 2 of these dice. I'm going to keep the 2 opportunities since the successes will bring me down to a 1 deadliness. That's still the same for a damaging armor strike.
Sure thing.
So I'm just going to keep the 2 opportunities. And so the one that hit me, I'm going to give him 2 more strife in addition to the 1 more for my war gear before it breaks.
Okay.
And I'll also make it to where if he wants to target me again, his TN will be 1 higher.
Got it. All right.
So as he strikes down, the armor itself takes a beating and it starts cracking in different locations. So it is a damaged Ashigaru armor now.
Okay.
But Ricci just turns and glowers at him and he physically recoils back.
Nice. I like that. And then you are struck by the other Ashigaru. Not Ashigaru. I was just thinking of your armor there. All right. So the next one hits you for 3. So that will be 6 fatigue coming your way with another crit.
So I actually don't get any kind of resistance on this now that my armor is broken. So
no, your armor was just
it's damaged.
So it's -2.
Oh, it's only -2. I thought it was -3.
No, -2.
So then I will take 1 less, and that'll put me at 9 fatigue.
Okay.
And then the next crit.
Yep. So this is a crit at TN1 again.
And this will break the armor no matter what I do. I'll just keep the 1 opportunity on that one and give him 3 strife as the armor starts falling apart.
Fair enough. No, that is going to definitely add up. All right. So that is our thugs going now to Gen.
Okay. I would like to, as a as a support action, I'd like to do a flaring deception on this guy with the boken, the biggest guy. All right.
Kentucky, you got it.
All right. It is a rank 1 air shuji, so I will be going into air stance.
Okay.
Taking a step back to do this. And, look over there. What it does is once per scene, seen as a scheme and support action, you may make a courtesy air or tactics air check targeting 2 other characters who are not hostile to each other. The TN is equal to the highest vigilance among them. And if I succeed, I will increase the target of one of them's. Sorry, I know I need to go back and do something else. I apologize. I've got to go back and do something else.
That's quite all right.
Okay, I'm doing illuminate the way instead.
Okay.
Doing taking a support action with scholar skill to basically drop his vigilance by 2.
All right, and you're going to be targeting Ginteki for this. All right.
I'm going to be targeting the
one with the
guy
boken.
who looks the one who with the boken, the one who looks most competent.
You got it.
All right, let's try this.
All right. So again, how did your illuminate the way go?
I got 2 successes on culture, so I basically, point over there and say, look at how low that you have come in the world and celestial order of Rokugan that you are doing this.
He kind of flinches a bit, kind of realizing that he is a Ronin, and while he's paid well to defend this merchant, he is defending a merchant and not an actual lord or samurai.
Okay, so that drops his vigilance by 2.
Okay, and that raises your focus by 2 as well?
Raises his focus.
Or does it raise their focus? Raises his focus by 2. Okay. Good to know. All right. So moving on from Gen, it goes to Genteki, who we are at. So they are immobilized, so they can't move or change stance at this point. But he will go ahead and, as an action, use Get Them. And at that, he kind of orders the 2 thugs that are standing in the clouds right behind Gen to kind of grab her and take her out. So they're going to get skilled assistance on these rolls, but not from all their buds, just from the action of Genteki giving the order. All right, so they hit for 3 successes, so that will be 6 fatigue coming your way. And since your armor is damaged, you cannot reduce that any, so you're just going to take 6 fatigue off that hit. And the other one will go ahead and strike.
Okay.
All right, and then you will get struck again for another 5 damage and a crit. This time just at TN of 2. Or sorry, TN 1, not TN 2. That's what I meant to say.
Okay. So roll a fitness check on that.
Yes, indeed. Actually, I'm sorry. I missed that one. You were in obscure. They are in obscuring terrain. So that one missed. I am sorry about that. So don't take that extra bit of damage, and don't worry about the fitness test. All right.
Okay.
That brings us to Gen. That was you. That was Genteki's action. That's all they can do, but they did not take a movement action, so they are no longer immobilized. All right. Yui, you're up.
Okie dokie. So I think since Yui has gotten a good grasp of this Boken still, and he hasn't, it's succeeded in making him not move for a bit, but enough stuff's going on around me. It's going to turn into a nice brawl, isn't it? So she's going to use the grip she has on the boken to pull. It uses Ginteki, yes?
Yes, that would be Ginteki.
Yeah, pull Ginteki forward so that she can unleash a punch to his face.
Nice. I like it.
So I will be rolling a strike action and still in Earth. We shall see what the opportunities come up with. Okay. So with my 4 Earth and 3 martial arts unarmed, I got 3 successes, which means 1 bonus, 2 opportunities, and 2 strife.
Okay.
So thanks to Gen lowering this guy's vigilance, that means I will be able to use Spitting Blade style on him with one of those opportunities, which will inflict some more damage from my second readied weapon, which in this case, gonna be a leg.
Okay.
Gonna be some kicking.
On him, you were at range 0.
Oh, you're right. Actually, it's not one of the range 0 to 1s. It's only range that. So it's gonna be the other fist then.
Okay.
Luckily, I got 2 of those.
Yeah.
No problem. So that, and I will use the single opportunity effect of Coiling Serpent Style so that he cannot use his weapon again for attack actions. So it's basically going to look like while grabbing that wooden sword to pull him in, get another blow in, and then before he can even think, get a second punch in, and then re-grab the sword as he perhaps instinctively tries to protect his own face or something.
I could see
just
that.
Be like, I'll just take that again. Thanks.
The other thing I was thinking of is, you punch him, you pull him forward with the hand that's holding onto his boken, punch him in the face with the free hand, and then just twist his arm and wrist with the one you have on his boken. Either way, it all works out the same. Yeah.
Yeah, I like that.
There you go. So you start to twist his arm around because he's not letting go of this thing. And so, yeah, you kind of twist on him. So spinning blades just adds damage equal to your base damage.
Yes, and my base damage is increased because of Earthen Fist.
So what was your first damage?
That would be 5.
All right, so now that's reduced by 2 for his traveling close, so that is 3. All right, and then for
Plus 1 for the bonus success?
Oh, sorry, yeah, that's what I was asking. So altogether, so that would be 6, that's 4 that he takes off of the first one, and then your base damage again is 5, and so he'll take 3 off of that, going to 7 fatigue total for that exchange of blows. Very nice.
I almost feel sorry for him.
Almost. All right, looking good. All right, moving on from Yui, we get to Ricci.
So Ricci now has been hit pretty hard a couple of times, and everyone's actually been hit really roughly here. Just a bunch of rage just starts building up in Ricci, and he unleashes a roar that sounds similar to a lion's roar. So I am switching over to Void Stance and activating Lord Okoto's Roar.
Very nice.
So just as a note, this will be a TN1 command void check targeting each hostile character within a number of range bands equal to my school rank. I am rank 3, so I should catch
that should be hitting everyone.
All right. So let's have some fun with this.
All right, Ricci, how'd that roll go?
That roll went better than most others I've done this tonight. So I have 4 successes, 2 opportunities, and 2 strife. I only needed TN1 on that one, so only the 1 success, and no bonus successes will matter on this one. Just a lot of explosions.
A lot of explosions, always neat.
The strife won't matter because I am in void stance, so I will not take any strife on that one.
Very nice.
But the 2 opportunities I will use on the Lord Okoto's Roar opportunity specific thing. After I perform this action, 1 other friendly character per 2 opportunities spent this way within range 0 to 3 may immediately perform a strike action targeting a dazed character.
Well, since all your enemies are dazed right now, who do you want to pass it to?
You know what? Let's have Yui take that extra. Just take that opportunity to strike again, shall we?
Yeah. So all your opponents are dazed. They can make a strike action against anyone who's dazed. Well, that's all the bad guys. So Yui, if you wanna go for it, you can smash this guy in the face again.
And They're dazed too?
They are dazed.
Now I've got to try to get that spinning blade style again. So yeah, let's give him a good earth strike. Just really, really make sure that he understands that he was always out of his league here. Okay, so I got 2 successes, 1 strife, and 2 opportunities. So with the one
It's a good hit.
Mm-hmm. It is, because with the 1 opportunity, I can get that spinning blades in there again, which gets an extra damage off of the dazed target there.
Oh, very nice.
Mm-hmm. And with the other one, I would like to reassure again, just help her reduce some strife, because just be like, nah,
we got this.
We got this.
All right. So the initial damage is what?
The initial damage is going to be 5.
Right. Reduced by 2 is 3. Okay. And then the secondary damage of spinning blades?
Damage, is going to be 5 plus the ranks of the skill I used for the check, which is 3. So that will be 8 minus his
2. So that's 6. All right. Brings him to 16 fatigue, which I believe should incapacitate a Genteki here. Let's see. Yes. Genteki is not compromised. Incapacitated. There we go.
All right. That'll make it even easier to reassure again with just a nice another 1-2. Don't even go to grab the sword again this time.
Yeah, so you just toss him to the floor when you're done with him, and he's kind of just on the floor, panting, breathing heavy, trying to get his composure together. But he is just a mess of sweat, bruises, and furious breathing now. All right, so
can Yui kind of just shout at him as part of the reassurance to get him just the rest of the room just that's right.
That's less than 5 words. You're good. Yeah. All right.
That was Richi's turn.
That's Richi's turn. All right. Yeah, it's very nice to pass those extra hits around. I love it. I'm Robert, or Mayushi Shinichi, your host and narrator. Thank you once again for listening. Remember to catch new episodes every Monday, and if you want to catch them early or are looking for more bonus content, please consider becoming a supporting member of the Patreon at patreon.com/courtgames. To reach out to us, email the show at fortuneandstrife@gmail.com.
I'm Tiff, and I played Kuniyui. You can also find us on the web at courtgamespod.com, Facebook and Instagram under Fortune and Strife, and Twitter at L5R FNS.
I am Tyler, and I've been playing Akoto Richi. You can find me on Twitter or on Twitch as Churcher Games.
I'm Paul, and I was playing Shishiro Bisho. If you want to follow my other projects, I am the GM of 2 LGBT+ podcasts, Tales of Swordfall at Swordfall D&D for D&D 5e, and Gates of Orchid and Iris at GOIL5R for L5R 5e.
This was Jeanne, aka Kakita Kaori, and also known as, at least today, Doji Gen. If you like, you can also find me on the CourtGames RPG podcast, at the Winter Garden of the Kakita website, or check out The Table Is Yours for fiction readings of the FFG stories.
This has been Fortune and Strife, a Court Games production in association with the Rokugani Historical Society.
Correctly with the correct amount.
D20 Radio, where gamers roll.
www.d20radio.com.